When the Jews leave Egypt, they're told in the beginning of this portion, Pharaoh has regrets. He pursues them, and he wants to attack them. The Jewish people now find themselves between the sea and Pharaoh from behind them, and they're stuck. They turn to Moses. Moses says, just keep going. Mount Sinai is ahead of you. Don't look back. Don't be distracted. God will take care of this problem for you. You don't go to war with Egypt. Very different story at the end of the portion, where the Jews are now confronted after the splitting of the sea. They're moving toward in the desert, and Amalek comes and attacks. Over there, God tells Moshe, fight, choose men, and go fight the Amalekites. And the question is, why? Well, the obvious answer is in the beginning with the Egyptians were behind them. Don't look back. Let God take care of that problem. But when the enemy is right in front of you, you have to take it on. In life, a lot of times, we find there's different types of distractions. I won't call them enemies, but sometimes even enemies. But distractions to our service, to our commitment, and our passion to our mitzvah, to God, and our relationship with God. But a lot of times those distractions are noises from behind. Don't pay attention, just keep going. But sometimes those noises, those distractions are right ahead of us. To cite an example, you take on, let's say, to keep kosher. Suddenly your business colleagues have to be told that you can't go to a restaurant with them. If you want to go out to lunch with me, it's got to be a kosher restaurant. I can't eat this, I can't eat that. And they begin to ask you and question you, why are you doing this? And the peer pressure starts. My friends, those are distractions from behind. They really don't have any power to stop you in your relationship with God. Don't pay attention to it. Just be who you are, and the noises will go away. God will remove that problem. But if the noise is in front of you, distractions right there, for example, a spouse, parents, children, close family, who are not so happy with your newfound zeal or enthusiasm to do a mitzvah, to do something more in your relationship with God. That's a distraction. That's something you have to take on. You can't just ignore it, because these are the people closest to you. How to take it on? It depends. For that, you need a guide, a rabbi to guide you and properly, lead you in the way to make sure that you're not ignoring the people around you, being sensitive. After all, you're making changes in your life. The other part of your family are not so excited about these changes. So you have to navigate that properly. Over there, you can't just say, well, God will take care of it. I shouldn't pay attention to those distractions. Those are distractions those are noises that are right in front of you. You have to take it. You have to explain. You have to deal with it. And the way to deal with it sometimes is with sensitivity, compromise. Sometimes not, but you have to have guidance and you have to know what you're doing. You cannot say that enemy, or not enemy, God forbid, but that distraction, I'll let God deal with, and I'm just going to ignore it. So you can't ignore that. The distractions of peer pressure, of colleagues that have no influence in your life, or you don't influence them, it makes no difference to them. Those are distractions and noises you can simply ignore because it's not your problem. Shabbat Shalom. Become closer to God, but deal with the noises that are in front of you. Ignore the noises behind you. Shabbat Shalom.